Peach and Toadette. Therefore, the transformation of Bowser should be called Peacher. Shut up. They hated Jesus because he told the truth.
Wow.
All right, everybody, welcome to week 13.
Oh, no, we're recording. Oh, my God, you sneaky bastard.
I wanted to make sure we got the Bowsette talk in there.
Oh, my God, it's the best thing that ever happened to my dick.
Welcome to what feels like week 87 of the Pokemon League podcast.
You are not fucking joking. Holy shit, I am so sick of my team.
I am one of your two hosts, Evan, coach of the Saffron City Sneasels.
I am 2 of 2, which makes me 100% co-host, Jake.
I don't know if I agree with that math, but sure. Hi, I'm special guest Dan.
And we have another special guest here in the studio, and by studio I mean dining room.
Hey, it's Greg.
Yes, we have Greg here
special
today.
guest Greg this week, who is nice. That is not a phone call.
We are,
yes.
Sorry,
I
Raul
wanted to show
Nick.
up
Yeah.
for once.
It's not their fault that they live far away.
It actually kind of is, though.
It is their fault.
Yeah, you choose where you live.
That's true.
You absolutely moved to Cleveland for this league.
I fucking drove here. An
There you
hour.
go. There you go.
Wait,
See,
where
this is
from?
dedication of
Worcester.
a real,
Oh, really?
real ass guest here. This is a real member of this league.
Thank you.
I was living in California for like 3 years, and then I heard PBL was going down. I just
moved back.
I moved back.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Dude,
I had
I
to
was-
front you all of the money.
Yeah, I was.
And I'll get that back to you one day.
Yeah. All that doctor money. Is that where that all went?
Yeah, just gave it away because who cares?
Just moving people around.
So, Greg, thank you for coming on to the show
Doctor's
this
license ain't
week.
going nowhere, right?
Yeah.
You had quite a wild match this week.
did.
It's just by coincidence that you did play in the match of the week up against Raul of the Ampharos.
I really tried to time it correctly.
We watched that shit and okay, I'm actually curious here. So who I don't want to say like who's to blame here, but who was taking longer with these turns?
He was.
He was? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Raul is a robot sent here to cause discord in our group here.
Yeah.
But when your Pokemon is that close to death and then you time out, I feel like that's a little suspect.
To be fair, he GG'd me about 5 minutes before the end of that
Did he
battle.
really?
So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well I can lose it still. So
Yeah. It's mine to blow.
Yeah.
That match, watching that for me, it felt a lot like Raul had a very specific plan of what he wanted to do, and most of it was you just being like, nah, I'm not gonna let that happen.
Yeah.
Oh look, that's letting me win. All right, next I'm not gonna let that happen. Oh cool.
Evan and I actually watched this battle beforehand. What was this? Sacrificing.
The sacrifice. We saw a lunar dance from Cresselia,
Lunar dance, there
and then
it
we
is.
also saw Healing Wish from Latias on the other side.
That was a hell of a good move, man.
I would
Thank
have.
you.
I'm gonna be like legitimate here. Holy shit, that was dope.
Yes, Jake.
Was
give us a rundown.
Cresselia shapes?
Yes, that was the shapes.
is? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
All right, cool.
Shapes.
That was one hell of a
Moon
move.
shape.
I thought that was a
that would
great-
have shook me if I saw that.
Those
Yeah.
two moves were great examples of a good cleric sacrifice move and a bad cleric sacrifice move. Because the Cresselia sacrifice to get Landorus free of a burn and at full HP was a great move.
Cresselia was in the red too.
Because
so
Cresselia was in
that's-
there. But
you're
then
not losing
Latias
anything really,
was at
so-
full HP
Right.
and could still check a few things on your team.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But it sacrificed itself to bring out the Tapu Fini,
That's
which
actually-
was important.
That's actually when
Yes.
he GG'd
That's
specifically.
the top
When he
move.
was just like, well, I'm going to have to sacrifice this now. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Do
That
what you need
was
to do.
a little bit questionable, but I mean, I'm not going to question the logic of a robot. He sees everything in one.
Yeah, I
second,
mean-
so.
So I beat Deep Blue? Is that what you're just
I
saying?
mean, you are our sole defender against Skynet.
Listen, John Connor. It's time to stop fucking around.
Dun, dun, dun.
So yeah, I had actually a few nominees for Pokemon of the Week. One of them was Ariel, the Tapu Fini.
Yes.
It did have a great game against you, despite
it did.
losing. It put up 4 KOs, had 17 tanked hits,
Yeah.
3 taunts, 8 Misty Terrain set, which many of them actually mattered. It blocked some Toxics and stuff. And then 2 critical
I'm
hits.
an awful player.
And then also I want to give a shout out to Festivus, the Jirachi of the Signwood City Machamps, getting 6 KOs on a clean sweep. And then Dino Plant, the unfortunate battle between
I don't want
Amber and Nick. Dino Plant had 5 KOs, 20 tanked hits, and 2 knockoffs. It was disgusting.
Why was that an unfortunate?
Because the match went on for 73 turns when the match was over at like turn 50.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much how most of Amber's battles have gone
Yeah.
this season.
It was gruesome. I luckily didn't have to do the stats for that one. Ian did, but Toxapex also finished with 25 tanked hits.
If Amber builds another team like that next season, we're gonna have a Fargo situation on our hands.
Yeah.
where somebody else is gonna have to come get her out of this country.
Yeah.
Because the league players are gonna be so done.
I'm gonna be the first one with the piano wire. So
Wow. Do you have a piano?
He's got to get the piano in there.
Oh, okay.
I'll get the piano, then I'll get the wire
Yeah.
from it. Then
Okay.
yeah.
I've been looking
It's
at
a
this one
process.
piano online.
Yeah.
It's a couple thousand.
Yeah.
But I really
Is
want
it-
that wire.
Is that gonna be like a wedding day gift? Just
Yeah.
like surprise snap.
No. I was thinking that you would buy that, and then
Oh, okay.
if Amber and I don't work out,
Yes.
you come to like tune a piano, and
Yeah.
she'll be like, "We don't have a piano," and then just don't worry about that.
Yeah.
That sounds like,
Just don't worry about
that's
it.
a porn plot, if anything.
Ooh, it kind of is.
Yeah.
I'm here to tune your piano.
Yeah.
That's the most.
Do you want to
boring
eat my
porno.
tuna fish?
That's the most boring porno
Yeah.
I've ever heard set up.
What if
Here
it,
to-
like,
here
it's
to
gonna-
tune your piano.
Yeah, I'm here to tune your piano, and then it's just like 30 minutes of like actually tuning a piano, and then the porn happens.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
this scenario.
That
go
would do
like,
it for me though. So
Yeah.
that's my
I'm
type.
here to
Hey,
tune
man.
your piano.
Don't
Wow,
kiss
you want me to suck your dick? No, I'm just here to tune your piano.
Get out of
I have a lot of stuff to do today.
Like, I'm
Do you
a
want me to-
piano tuner. You think I'm really here to get it on?
How can I pay you? With money. I have bills to pay.
Yeah, like,
Do you,
it's-
want me to suck your dick? Aren't you married? That doesn't matter. But it matters to me in the law.
I'm
My,
just
my good
tuning
woman.
your piano.
It matters in the eyes of God.
I don't even know your name.
RealLifeDickParty.com.
Bowsette.com.
Oh, man.
Beat your dick
I was-
to a
Yeah.
villain.
I was plugging another joke.
Oh, I don't.
And mancan.com.
And
Let's get a quick mancan ad out here.
Hey,
Oh, Jesus Christ, you can't do this. All right, so Man C. Canley, he actually he came up to me not too long ago. He actually flew his private jet down to my apartment here. He
Ooh,
parked
oh,
he
wow.
parked in the street, which is a little obnoxious and weird, but I mean he's Man C. Canley.
He does what he wants.
Yeah, he does what he wants. He came up to me, and unfortunately, he actually saw me with a wine glass in my hand.
Ooh,
And,
that's
Son of a bitch.
we got really close to losing our sponsorship on my mistake alone, and I apologize for that. But I did explain that it was a man can wine in the glass,
Okay.
and I was doing it to get extra manliness before I poured it back into the can. Just swirl a little bit, get everything kind of flowing. And he's like, "I like your spunk, kid." So now I am CEO of ManCan.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought,
great. That's great.
I thought you were going to say we got defunded.
Yeah,
I think
know.
we should also mention the new product coming out of ManCan headquarters.
Yes.
There is a new wine cap.
Yes.
It has two funnels that reach down to your mouth,
R&D did it,
and you pour your ManCan into the funnels, and you just chug that bad boy.
Just in time for the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, can't face your family sober, so
That one's cool and all, but I'm going to keep filling those camel packs with wine and just call that a day.
That's also
that
good.
works.
It does come with an optional skull and crossbones on the front, or you can get truck nuts.
yeah.
And I recommend the truck nuts. They're tasteful.
I recommended that instead of the shitty Bud Light can like the coolers that open when the Browns win, it would just be man cans. But that got shut down because
that's
they're
because-
worried the Browns are going to win too many games this season.
That's because your idea wasn't a cooler of Man Can wine. Your idea was the bucket, and I quote,
Yeah.
like the bucket at Great Wolf Lodge, but Man Can wine.
I mean, look, we
At all
gotta
bars.
we gotta be a little bit different from some of these other companies because I mean we can't just copy the coolers.
Yeah.
How about a chandelier of man cans?
I love
What
that.
we were actually thinking is, you know those like chocolate fountains? Do that, but,
But
with
with-
man can.
yeah.
But instead of like a fountain, it's just a fucking sprinkler hose.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you
or
just
just a hose.
Yeah,
You know,
just-
the
you
long-
just
I want
drink
an
it.
aluminum tube that just sprays
Yes,
ManCan
exactly.
upward.
I don't know.
We're-
Just like
we're-
the
this
hose
is-
that sprays.
This is
man
valuable
can
information
wine
that
on.
brings my R&D team.
Yeah.
Hook that up to
and
can.
Yeah, just like that.
and before we get off this topic, I want to give one quick little ad read here. Man can for when you don't want to face your family for the holidays.
That's
Man
great.
Can.
Okay.
So let's go over some Week 12 results. We covered a couple of them. You had your 5-5 win against.
Yep, basically.
There was also the Mahogany Town News took on the Eckertique City Stantlers. That was a rematch of the pivotal playoff game last
I think
season.
the Stantlers pulled the win.
No, the Mahogany Town News got the win 6-2.
Jacob is free.
Wow.
Jacob and Ian are both locked into the playoffs now. Ian played a very good game. He ended up running multiple sweepers, including Quillfish. And I got to commend him
his
on
future mascot.
Yeah, he really did. He really did.
earlier in the
Run with
season.
this.
I called him out when he said he was going to make Quillfish his MVP, and he has actually brought it like 10 weeks out of the season so far. So kudos to him. I took on Cheryl of the Safari Zone Weedles.
Oh yeah, that happened this week. I don't even want to talk about that.
We can talk about it very briefly.
Gross.
I destroyed her.
Yeah.
It was very
she-
one-sided.
Did she cry?
Oh, but you're not going to talk about the disconnect.
I did talk about that
yeah.
in the video commentary, which
Yeah.
is up. But yeah, we did have a disconnect, and then we restarted. It actually was a good match.
Until the disconnect. Watching it in person, I watched Cheryl try less hard after the disconnect.
That's not the impression I got.
That's fine. It's kind of what I was feeling, especially because like
there was an audience for this match. Yeah.
I was gonna say you guys were in the same room, weren't you?
Yeah, Cheryl and I were in the same room. Jake was there watching. Amber was present, and then eventually the rest of our Pathfinder table showed up because our match had to we got pushed back on time because of the disconnect.
The energy from Cheryl kind of like lowered after the disconnect.
Yeah,
I think there's a bit of discouragement there.
Other matchups that happened. The Psyducks beat Amber's Lillipup 6-2 in that terrible Stallfest. Brendan and the Cyndaquils knocked you out of playoffs, Dan, 6-1.
Ouch. Well, I knocked myself out of playoffs, to be fair.
Now I don't have to try against you, which works out because I haven't been trying.
Yeah.
Oh,
can I be in the playoffs? Or
yes, you can. We're going to talk about that next.
Okay, cool.
The Signwood City Machamps got their second straight win, winning 6-1 over the Squirrel Squad. And then the Goldenrod City Gallades, led by new coach Zach, defeated you, Jake, of the Pick-a-Peck 6-2.
Yes.
I do want, before we get into the playoffs, let's do a quick Schulte slurp down.
Thank you. I was going to recommend that.
Well, there we go.
Yep.
So yeah, the playoff picture. Let's start in Johto this time because Johto has been set.
Yes.
There is no more battle in Johto. The playoff teams will be the Ekrutik City Stantlers, the Ampharos. What are they called? The Goldenrod City Ampharos?
Yep. Yeah.
No.
It's Goldenrod City Gallades and the
what are they?
something island.
Ekrutik something.
No,
they're
it's something island Ampharos.
God damn it, it's right here. Let me check.
Sorry, Raul. We love you, buddy.
Olivine City Ampharos.
Yeah, I love you, buddy.
The Mahogany Town Muse, and the Safari Zone Weedles.
There you go.
In the Kanto division, the Saffron City Sneasels, my own team, are locked in, but teams 2 through 7 all still have a shot to make playoffs, including you, Jake, at 3 and 9.
Jake,
like,
you can do it.
You don't want to
so
do it.
Crazy. That is. Oh my god.
It is a dead heat. We've got 3 5 and 7 teams. We have the Cerulean City Psyducks, the Lavender Town Lillipups, and the Cinnabar Island Cyndaquils. And then at 4 and 8, we've got the Viridian City Volcaronas and the Seafoam Island Squirtle Squad. And then at 3 and 9, the Puzzle City Pick-a-Pecks.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it is
I'm going to drop one of my mods, pick a peck.
But Jake, you have a chance to make playoffs.
Yeah, but like other people have to lose. I don't think.
Yes.
I don't think it's my own powers that can even give me that.
Well, that's
All
correct.
right. Well, Evan did maths, so let's let him be a proud boy. And
Yeah,
go
let
through
me
this.
share my maths with you guys.
Okay.
The Psyducks, Lillipups, and Cyndaquils all have the same situation going on at 5 and 7. They need to win one, and then one of the 4 and 8 teams needs to lose one, and that will lock them into the playoffs. Also, if they just win their last 2 games, they're locked in, obviously. And then with the 4 and 8 teams, the Squirtle Squad and your team, the Volcaronas, if you're able to win 2, and at least one of these 5 and 7 teams loses 2, you'll be locked in.
Okay.
And if you win 2, and then one of these 5 and 7 teams loses 1, you have the same record, and it'll come down to a KO faint ratio.
I think I can do that, actually.
Yeah, and I actually got to say, you're one of my picks to make playoffs, despite you currently not being in the bubble, because you've been on a bit of a hot streak, and I like your matchups moving forward.
I can help you out pretty easily here by taking down Casey.
Well, I actually am up against one of the people that needs to lose. So
Oh shit! Well, there you go. Control your own fate.
I will control this own fate of mine. I'll try at least.
This little
Don't
thing
crack
of
under the pressure
mine,
like I did.
I'm gonna let it shine.
Anxiety sucks.
You face Zach this week.
You're telling me anxiety sucks. I brought 5 mana against you.
You face Zach, who is out of playoff contention.
You can get your revenge.
He's ready to go.
Yeah, he does want to play
You're
spoiler,
gonna
so you have to watch out for that.
Okay.
And then we got Jake. You're with the Pick-a-Pecks. You do have a line to the playoffs, but this is what you will need. You will need to win your last 2 games, and the following things need to still happen. The Psyducks, Lillipups, or Cyndaquils need to lose 2, and the Squirtle Squad or Volcarona need to lose 1. And once that happens, it will come down to a KO faint ratio, which you are far behind on. So you will need to basically be getting 6-1 or 6-0 victories, and they would need to be getting 6-1 or 6-0 losses.
Let the man do his math, and he's proud that he's done.
I like the 3 teams that have to lose out.
Yeah.
Like at this point, I'm not in the playoffs, and the start. If I wind up in the playoffs, that's basically the league saying "fuck you" to all the other teams in the league
I like it, though.
that have tried.
It's a true butterfly effect type situation where everything has to fall.
Yeah,
All right, I like that you still have a shot 2 weeks out, but you're also in contention for the Splash Show right now.
I really kind of just prefer to get the splash
my
show
God.
and then scratch my entire team -1.
So we are in the darkest timeline where Donald Trump became president is Jake, and Jake is going to make the playoffs.
Oh shit.
I just want to say real quick though, your next matchup is actually really interesting because it's a preview of the Splash Show.
Yes,
more
it
than
is.
likely.
You are facing off against Mike, who's on a 2-game winning streak.
Yeah, I don't know how to. I don't want to say this. I don't want to sound like a dick, but like I actually looked up Mike's team, so like.
So
So you're trying.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be like, hey, I Google your team. Literally this
Am I
week,
not
Zach,
gonna get?
literally
Am I not
this
gonna get a
week,
fucking
literally
message?
this week, Zach was like, "Are you ready?" I was like, "Oh," and then I looked up his roster.
Am I not gonna be getting a Discord message like 40 minutes before you battle?
No,
What's my opponent's team name?
I actually looked up his team because I actually want to try Landorus out because like I gave up on my team a few weeks ago, but I want to have an idea of what I should do next.
Legally,
season.
you have to.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to bring Landorus because you brought him. As long as somebody brought the Pokemon, you don't have to bring them.
Oh, that's the rule?
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm just not going to bring Landorus.
Shit.
I'm just not going to bring one of the best Pokemon in the
Yeah,
game.
fuck
I
it.
would not bring Landorus.
I'm not going to play
bring
Celesteela.
I'm going to bring my
I'll be
bottom
fine.
6.
Yeah.
See, I should have thought of that weeks ago. So
Right.
not bring Celesteela.
There are only 5 Pokemon that still need to be brought this season.
I want to ask listeners and like you guys, do you think I personally feel like I screwed myself this whole season not playing with Megas or Z moves? Because last season I won probably 7 games with a Z move.
You're talking to the guy who has yet to use the Z move once.
And what is your question?
You're out of the playoffs. I'm wondering, do you guys think I would have been better off?
Well, yes.
Being able to- yeah.
I think specifically because you run Salamence on your team.
Yeah,
Salamence,
it's
the only
garbage
reason
without
he's
a Z
good
move.
is
Is
because
because of his Z
you
move.
can Moxie boost and get that first Moxie boost with your Z move,
Yep.
and then you're at +2 attack, +1 speed after a Dragon Dance, presumably.
Yeah.
And then you can run through. Without the Z move, I would say he's closer to like UU in power.
Yeah.
I think he was my Zmon last year.
He was your team last year, and you and I swapped.
You guys did, yep.
I
Dragons.
gave you
We
Curie
swapped
and Black.
dragons. That's not
yeah.
a euphemism.
Oh,
For Salamence.
So there's a bit of a front office connection between the Pick-a-Pecks and the Volcaronas. You guys have a history of
We're on
trading
pretty good
with each
terms.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in each other's back pockets.
Yeah. Rubbing each other's backs.
Yeah.
We don't coordinate
their
draft picks and how to
No,
screw everybody else.
not at all.
Yeah.
Ever.
Are we going to talk about conspiracies of collusion this week? Because I got several theories.
I will say not bringing your Mega I don't think hurts you as much because Tyranitar
it's not-
without a Mega is still an OU Pokemon that's very
Yeah.
strong. I've only Mega'd once and then I dropped my Mega.
To be fair, though, like Mega Tyranitar is like I love how I would love in Smogon Tyranitar. Mega Tyranitar, Mega Garchomp are OU by technicality, where it's like, I mean, they're worse than their non-Megas, but I guess they're OU.
I think at this point, it's safe to say if I make playoffs, I'll dye my hair blonde because it's just not going to happen.
Okay, well you've heard that here first.
Yeah.
we
a
have it
commitment from
on
Jake.
recording
Yeah.
that Jake has become an anime protagonist.
Nobody else is going to blow out that badly.
Well, on the topic of getting commitments here, Greg, if you're not ready to answer this question,
Yeah.
totally understand.
Okay.
You don't have to.
Sure.
Are you planning on returning next year?
Yeah, on the spot.
Yes.
Greg, answer now.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Okay, great.
I think yes, I will commit to that right now.
Because I know that there have been questions about who's returning next year. I know Casey got brought up as somebody who might not. Maybe he will. Brendan's also somebody who's been very busy lately. I wasn't sure exactly your stance. I know you're not too active in Discord.
I'm not, and that's
And that's totally fine.
yeah. It's just well, I mean, I keep showing up and I'm going, oh yeah, that's what we were talking.
Oh, yeah,
about.
it's
Yeah,
disgusting
well,
in here.
you open up general, see me talking about something about
Yeah.
like.
Oh, God, I can smell this through my computer.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
guys,
Yeah.
You guys gotta give me very too much shit. I sat down and I've been asking, all right, who won this week?
Yeah.
As we go through the recap.
No, but I mean, I think we all want you back. We all want Casey back. Brennan, after this week's battle, I don't want you back anymore. Get the fuck out
I
of
will,
this
I will make
league.
this somewhat contingent upon Casey because Casey is my Pokemon rival of
Yes.
sorts. So it's very important that Casey also be in the league as well. But
Yeah.
I'll use my powers.
Your influence.
See, that's where I looked out. I am my own rival.
There we go.
Yeah.
I get in my way the most.
Who's So it's I'm in the same town as Jacob, and then there was someone else last year who had
Are we talking about like lore towns?
yeah.
Well, there's
it-
Ekritique City.
Yes.
And then you are Burn Tower, which is in Ekritique City.
Yes. And then there was
And
someone
then-
last year, Tin Tower.
Tin Tower Tyranitar is led by, or the Ilex Tower.
Is that what it was?
I think it might have been Ilex.
No, I was Ilex Forest. Trevor
You were
was
Ilex
last
Forest.
year.
I think it was Tin Tower
Yeah.
Tyranitars.
Okay.
That was Caitlin, I believe,
Okay.
who is no longer with us. Rest
Yeah.
in peace.
She died.
Yeah.
She did pass away in that tragic accident.
GG.
Yeah.
No, but I
Thanks
do
for
like
Tyranitar, though.
I do I do like the idea of having a three teams in one town.
Yeah, it's like
And
a
just
super
having,
New
like,
York.
Exactly.
Or
Except-
like baseball Los Angeles, kind
yeah,
of.
there you go.
Kind of.
Get her back just so we can have that for literally no other reason.
I
other
do
than
want to
that.
see more people in the league.
I would like us to expand to 16.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
If we can keep everybody this year, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I know there are some people that are interested in joining next season, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I think David wants to come back. David Kenneth.
It's conflicting because he originally said, I don't want to come back until Gen 8. But I think he did express that he might have changed his opinion on that. I was working with him, and I talked about that when we were like midway through the season. I no longer work with him though, so I haven't spoken to him in a couple months. Yeah. So I don't know his current stance, and I'm not going to ask him until the off season and stuff. But I would assume that if he does want to come back, we would hold a spot for him because he's a former participant.
Yep. Yeah. Cool. Have you talked to Cheryl? Does Cheryl want to come back?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I do want to talk something that's tangentially related to the PBL. It's a Pokemon thing. There is a new Pokemon that was released.
It's called Nutmon.
It's Nutmon.
Nutmon.
Yeah. It's the Pokemon Go thing, Meltan, the Hex Nut. Yeah. It is a new Pokemon, and we'll bring it up because, well, it could possibly have some sort of implications for like a Gen 8 Pokemon that could be
I can't wait for this thing to be PU.
It's going to be terrible.
Doesn't it look like a little like a slam down Ditto with a nut on top?
Yeah, it's like a Ditto with a nut.
It's a mini silver Ditto with like a nut. It seems to be like a Pokemon Go exclusive that you transfer into Let's Play or something.
Okay.
So it's a Pokemon that's in Pokemon Go right now. You can catch it, and if you catch it right now, it turns into a Ditto.
Right.
And what you're going to be able to do is transfer it into Pokemon Let's Go, and then maybe it'll show up in Gen 8.
Have we all seen pictures of this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally a Ditto with a nut.
Disturbing.
Yeah.
I like that Ditto is already associated with nuts, being that it is the breeder Pokemon, and now we have an actual nut
spreading STDs all over the place.
Yeah,
every single Pokemon Pokerus. It's a serious disease we need to talk about.
Yeah, these Pokemon are getting way too strong. We need to stop the Pokerus.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my prediction, and this is not a very bold one, is that this will be PU trash.
Yeah, this is gonna be fucking terrible. I can't wait.
It'll be either PU trash or it could possibly be a pre-evolution of something else that might be decent.
It'll be. I honestly believe it'll either be PU trash or Uber.
Do you think it'll be a legendary, or do you think there's gonna be multiple copies of this bad boy?
Mythical.
Mythical.
What if it's a baby Ditto?
Then that'd be even
Why?
stupider.
I don't understand that. How does it grow up to not have a nut as a head?
It's inside it.
He swallowed the nut.
Yeah, because what happens is when your Ditto has sex with over 1,000 Pokemon, it turns into this.
I don't.
Is that actually how this works?
No.
Yeah.
What? No, I don't want to hear these explanations of sex.
I like that version more though.
I know, right?
That you just
you
fuck this Ditto until it gets hard, and then boom, it's like a nut.
Its nut is just so spent.
You bust it into a nut.
Yeah. Another serious question. Do you guys think next season we should be able to just name our teams whatever we want?
What do you mean?
Like change format? Like it doesn't have to be a city and a Pokemon anymore?
Well, I like our format.
Like cool. Hilarious Pokemon joke names.
Because like what you look like you got something in mind.
If the shot Goomies got it.
Like the windowsills or something weird, like it's like an alt band.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all because like it's not going to be good enough, I think. I think it would need to be like passed by a board of like...
I want to rebrand, but there's nothing to rebrand to.
I know Casey wants to make like a hockey jersey.
That's cool.
Really bad.
That'd be cool.
Like I like PCP. Puzzle City Pickup Packs.
I want to keep PCP. I'm looking for like another P-City or something.
Just, can we get a sound bite of just Evan saying, I love PCP?
I'll save Nick the trouble. I like PCP.
There you go.
All right,
cut that.
I did it. Yeah, good. We're gonna use that as evidence against you.
Yeah.
No, my team name next year is gonna be the Wednesdayers.
The Wednesdayers.
And just no explanation.
And no, I mean we get it. You only show up on Wednesday.
Yeah.
You sound like an Indian.
No, let's be real. I never show up in this league, and you know that.
You were talking some game at the beginning of the league.
Yeah, no, I'll continue to talk shit.
Oh, okay.
Like I know I'm trash,
right,
but like, gotta keep it interesting, man. I'm the best. It's just
He's the best at 5 and 7.
Yeah, I'm the best 5 and 7 team there is.
I do want to bring up something that I think is kind of fun.
Oh God, he has a smile looking at me.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Throughout the season, Dan has repeatedly griped that this is going to be bullshit if me with a winning record does not make playoffs, while Kanta's got teams with losing records, and now you've got the same record as all these losing teams in Kanta.
I can still hit 500.
You can. So can those Kanto teams.
And I probably will hit 500. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Jake, disrespectfully. What's up?
I still have a shot at the playoffs.
Yeah, well, hey.
Somehow.
Speaking of
in your
Dan,
shitty division.
There have been some trades this week we should talk about.
You're welcome, rest of the league.
Did PBL trade Dan for a different trainer? I hope.
We weren't able to get that through.
No, yeah, they tried.
It was vetoed by their end.
Yeah.
So we haven't heard back
Dan
from Tom
didn't
Brady
pass
yet.
his medical, so they weren't able to.
I kept trying to fuck my my physician.
Yeah, and they were like, we can't sign off on this.
His physician was a Blaziken, might I add.
I mean, trying to shove his foot up my ass. What am I supposed to do?
So the PCP, we already did briefly touch on this trade.
Yes.
Celestial for Landers T is a huge blockbuster trade late in the season.
It should have been
really big.
a week prior. Like I think I was a week.
Maybe.
too
I don't
late
know
on
if I
that.
would have won that last match had I not, though. Or had I?
I'm surprised to see Landers go because you've started to really use him well these last few weeks.
Well, he just made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
That's fair.
Yeah,
What does that mean?
Pretty good.
Is there
Nope.
Is there an
No,
insidious thing?
It was Celesteela for Landers. That
He's
was
like,
the
you
offer.
can't refuse this.
I don't
And
know.
I was like, I won't.
He
I
told
don't
you. He
believe
flat out
this.
told you you are taking this trade.
If there's a horse head in your bed, just blink twice.
No, I wouldn't do it.
His eyes are wide open.
Yeah.
I'm a sociopath. It'd be like a giraffe or something.
If Jake is
something
threatening
hard to get your hands on, at least.
If Jake is threatening to break your arm, just give us like a thumbs up under the table.
I think I don't think I'm capable of breaking anybody's arm right now.
I will say that I am going to provide some alcohol for the finals.
Oh hell yes.
Okay.
So there's that.
I think next season my first draft is gonna be pick a peck, and then my whole goal for the rest of the season is gonna be trade away pick a peck.
Nice.
No one's gonna trade with you.
Yeah, but like maybe somebody will.
Maybe
But
at the
no.
end of the season.
Yeah,
it doesn't
maybe at the end of the
matter.
season somebody needs to shake up.
But here's the thing I wanted to bring up. Next season, I think the trade deadline should be much earlier in the year.
I fully agree with that.
I don't think, and this season no one abused it, but I don't think.
You say that. But
Well, there was something a little. I don't think it was really abusive to trade Empoleon for Volcanion, which was the other trade this season.
Yes.
One Poké Dollar was thrown in there, which means literally nothing.
literally nothing. I honestly. So Nick told me that it meant nothing after the fact, but I'm like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I got $1.
Yeah.
I got one whole dollar.
But I don't think we should allow teams that like, oh, I can't make playoffs.
Yeah.
Let me put my team on a fire sale and completely change the outlook of the entire season.
So I'm curious. Did you
We
even
can
get
both
my
make
messages?
playoffs.
What?
So.
Did you even
Yeah,
get my
right?
messages?
I
that
did
was
get your
sending
messages,
you?
but I got
Just
them after
other
midnight, which
people
is why I
that
didn't respond.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I think in general the trade deadline and free agency thing should probably end a little bit past the midway point of the season. That's how most professional sports do it.
I'd say 2 weeks after.
Yeah.
midway.
2 weeks after the
Makes
midway point.
sense.
Can we talk about the dropping of the racist Pokemon?
Yes, the racist Pokemon has been dropped. The Cyndaquil's dropped.
Hashtag change the name.
Yep, they dropped the Whimsicott, which we don't need to mention the nickname because it's no longer the league, and we added Golurk. I don't know why Nick said he did something clever here. Am I missing some sort of reference?
No.
What's the name of it?
Tobe.
Golurk. He added Golurk. He dropped Whimsicott. Whimsicott
What's his
was the
nickname?
it was
Tobe.
Kuntakinte.
I don't get it.
Your
We've
name
already talked
is
about this on the
Tobe.
podcast
We
multiple
have.
times.
Yeah. No. We're talking about the name. I mean, I don't.
There's something
I don't
clever.
get what he. Yeah.
I don't know what's
I
clever
get that.
about this. And then the other move was the Stantlers dropped Gorgeist Super and added Miss Magius, which is
Ghost for
that
Ghost.
is a good ass Pokemon that
Yes.
is just so underused, man. I think it's criminal that it's
I don't like
underused.
Gorgoist.
I think these are some interesting moves leading into the end of the season. I'm curious to see how Celesteela and Landers do on their new teams, and if you guys can get some wins out of that.
Very little.
The Stantlers making some last-minute moves. I don't think it's a coincidence that it happens after they lose 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
I think that there might be some retooling and as they're getting prepared for the playoffs.
Yeah.
I noticed that Volcanion has some interesting matchups against me. I don't think he's doing the move specifically for me, but I think that he's probably looking at the playoff teams with these last few moves.
Yeah. He offered me that trade, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm not doing anything. Which leads to me to agree with Evan that it should be earlier.
I'm wondering if we get any playoff upsets. Evan, I'm gonna put this on the table now. I think if you wind up crossing Cheryl's path in the playoffs, I think you're gonna have a much harder time winning.
Well, I certainly look forward to playing her. Well, if I make player in the playoff, that means we're in the championship game, and
Okay.
I'm going to be throwing
That's
everything
what it
at
is.
whoever I'm in the
Yeah.
championship against.
That's fair.
I think Cheryl is a very good competitor. I think she could definitely upset some people. She's going to be the bottom seed in the playoffs, but I think that
the literal wild card.
literal wild card. We have 2 matchups to watch. We already talked about the Splash-O preview, but the other one I wanted to highlight is a playoff prelude between the Safari Zone Weedles and the Critique City Stantlers. They're playing this week, and then a few weeks after that, they might be matching up in round 1 of the playoffs.
Okay.
So that's going to be a very interesting matchup to watch to see what how much they want to reveal to each other. Are they showing out their end game strategies? Are they kind of phoning it in? What are they going to show to each other right before playoffs?
Do we know when Cheryl battles?
No.
Okay.
Is Cheryl still fighting? Or
She's
she
in. She and Jacob are both in the
Oh, okay.
playoffs.
Yeah.
So she could just literally bring the worst.
True,
Which is
but
probably what this last few weeks are going to be.
but I'm curious to see, like, I don't know. For me, I would still try to get a 6-0 win because I want to make sure that I stay sharp. I don't want to phone
Those
it
stats.
in. Not even about the stats. I just want to. I want to get in the habit of playing the best game I can play.
Gotcha.
So I'm not going to bring subpar strategies.
Yeah.
But other people might not want to blow their strategies before playoffs.
Just iron defense.
Iron defense.
Get that cotton guard out.
Yep.
Cotton guard. Why is no one using that?
Seriously, though.
It's really good.
Well, because it probably doesn't help a win condition most of the time.
yeah.
Same with why iron defense isn't used and amnesia isn't really used. Unless you're using like a stored power
Unless
set.
you're Casey from last year.
Yeah, and that didn't really work.
Nope.
Nope.
But he tried so hard.
He did. And to his credit, he's been trying some interesting stuff this season and has committed to them. They've only got him to 4-8, but they're interesting.
Yeah.
The undefined, what's the thing called? Type null. He's stuck with it almost every week.
Yeah.
He's brought his Robert Barone.
Didn't he trade off type null?
No, he still got it.
By the way, I want to take credit for the Robert Barone because I told him to name.
That's a good nickname.
Thank you.
Are there any nicknames you guys think are contenders for nickname of the year?
I haven't even thought about that.
All of mine.
All of yours.
I don't think anything on the team comes close.
A lot of Cheryl's I enjoy, but I don't think I could pick a specific one. I kind of just group them in as the Bishes.
Yeah, like Cheryl's Bish, the
Bish crew.
The Bish crew.
Yeah. I like Robert Barone, but
Casey has a lot of good ones this year. Kawaii 5-0 is great.
He did a really good job.
Lola Bunny's not funny, but it's just accurate. It looks good.
I don't like any of my nicknames this season.
I want to maybe next week we get a little bit more in depth with these nicknames.
Yeah, we should have like a little
nickname preview. Yeah. Is there anything else we want to talk about this week? I feel like we covered a lot of the stuff that I wanted to cover.
Yeah, I think we ran through the week pretty good there.
Yeah.
Hey, wow,
Okay. Well, that's going to do it for week 12 recap on the Man Can Show.
There you go.
Sponsored by Pepsi.
Sponsored by Pepsi. Thank you guys all for watching, and tune in next week to see what stupid shit we have to say then.
And, thanks for being here this week, Greg.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Nick, I'm going to need you to edit a picture of me wearing a Man Can hat and shirt that says, I am the CEO of Man Can.
And throw in another Ian waifu pillow.
Yeah, and while you're at it, add ISIS Bear trying to attack me, but Trump is stiff-arming him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, all of that.
Yeah, all of that. No big deal.
Or none of that.
Yeah. No, I'd say all of it, though.
Oh, yeah, let's at least get some Bowsette in there, too.
Yeah. Get some Bowsette. You know what? Here, Photoshop a picture of me on Bowsette as well while you're
Everybody, wait, hang on. I almost forgot. Right, I have a listener question from Raul.
Oh, wow.
And we almost ended this.
Yeah, right?
Oh, my God.
I was sitting here just being focused on not checking my phone. So this is our question from Raul for the week before we go here. So say you were in a scenario where someone threw a grenade at two of your favorite Pokemon and you're only able to save one.
Okay.
Would you be able to choose?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt.
in
a heartbeat.
What if one of them is bomb-proof?
Yeah, I don't really like...
I would choose the one that is resistant to fire.
That was my thought about this
and
question.
I
was like, I don't know if a grenade would kill my favorite Pokemon.
I don't think a grenade would really kill Quagsire.
Is Quagsire your favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah, Quagsire would probably be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get some shrapnel stuck in there, you just probably pull it out.
Here, I don't know. This one's actually kind of tough.
Scizor, however, probably.
This should be more like if you had to cut two Pokemon in half or something like that.
Well, you take the top half because that's the size of the head.
If you took, exactly. If you took your two favorite Pokemon, which one would you choose to die? It's a really simple question.
To an explosion. The explosion matters.
Death to an explosion.
Because my favorite Pokemon is Sneasel, and my second favorite Pokemon is probably Eevee. The thing is, I would save the Eevee because I'm running a Focus Sash on my Sneasel.
There you go.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
See, between Rayquaza and Necrozma, I don't really see them having any issues.
None of us
here.
are really answering this question.
I answer my question.
No, yeah.
The other one survives. It's fine.
It would literally be.
All we're doing is giving reasons why grenades don't work.
I will grab Quagsire and kick Scizor onto the grenade.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what you do for friends.
The Pokemon with the higher speed could probably dodge the grenade.
There you go.
So I saved the slower guy.
Yeah. He then wanted me to add in that I say, psych, I dive on the grenade myself, but no. Or throw the grenade away, but
no.
I'm not putting myself at risk here.
No, it's just a Pokemon. I can catch another one.
These are legendary Pokemon that buff and shit.
I think the real question is if your two Pokemon, your two favorite Pokemon are staring down a grenade, which one do you fuck?
Wow.
How about this? If your two Pokemon are going to bang, do you want that egg?
Exactly.
Always.
And do you watch for science to make sure it happens?
What would a
like
mix
two
of
pandas?
No, you pay
You got to make sure the pandas have sex.
Hell
yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
I got to make sure the Ditto and the Meltan get wild.
So let's talk about which video game villain would you want to fuck the most?
I like that we all said goodbye and we're going to this. Anyways, thanks for the question, Raul. That's going to do it for this week. Before we let Dan run away with this.
Porn.
Dan, shut up. I'm going to ship you back to Cuba. All right, guys.
No, Guantanamo escaped.
Thanks for listening.
All right, goodbye, everyone.
Tune in next week.
Bye.